Yeah, I think that's the avenue the news uses. So they don't necessarily have to be on the call.
No, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I haven't heard from Alan, so.
All right. Ready when you are.
Okay, we'll go ahead and get the meeting started. I'm showing a little after 8:01 actually. The first thing on the agenda is Pam, you've got some minutes to be approved.
Yes, I got minutes from October the 5th and October the 20th that were mailed to you for your review. Unless you guys have any changes, I need those approved.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve both of them.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, motion made, second carried 3-0.
Okay, I do need
next
to add
thing
in. Can I have Tom?
Yes.
I've been talking with Chris. We've been watching as far as doing our payrolls, as far as what we've had doing as checks and direct deposits. And right now we're only down to around 10 checks. And that's all we're doing. Chris has wrote up an ordinance for me for everyone to do direct deposit starting January 1 of 21. He just has on it, whereas such direct deposit will save an administrative time and also cost, be it therefore resolved the Perry County Commissioners effective January 1, 21, all employees will be paid by direct deposit into an account of their choosing. Be it further resolved that the Perry County Auditor shall take the steps necessary to enroll all county employees into the direct deposit program. Because checks have gotten expensive, and we did find out through the pandemic that when we were having to work at home, we cannot print checks at home. We can do the direct deposits because they only come out on paper, but we could not print checks. And I've been wanting to see this for a long time. And like I said, we're down to 10 checks. We'd like for you guys to make the motion, or I would, to have all employees go to direct deposit.
Well, I see the advantage in direct deposit both ways. So, I mean, I support it. And for the employees, when it's direct deposit, immediately comes available.
I'm sorry.
They have a check depending to 2 working days.
And by going all direct deposit too, I am going to look into the point, because I think with our system, once I can try to get all email addresses, then I can push those direct deposits out by email, so we don't have county offices picking them up here at the courthouse either.
Okay, well, that'd be good. Randy or Bill, you have any thoughts?
No, last time we brought that up, we did not approve it, but we all agreed on it then, so I'm okay with it. So I think it's a good thing, because a lot of, like you said, I think that one meeting, Tom, a lot of companies don't give you a choice. So,
right.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I'll make a motion to put all employees on direct deposit.
Okay, I'll second that.
Okay, motion made, second carried 3-0. Then I get on the ordinance. Pam, do you need us to physically sign it, or can you use our stamps on those?
You can stamp since you guys give the approval. I appreciate it very much, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay. Thanks. Next on the agenda is Aaron Emerson with Perry County Development Corporation. Are you on here, Aaron?
Yes, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I see you.
All right. Yes. Our contract, I believe you guys have been provided a copy. The language has not changed aside from the amount, which it is not to exceed $228,615, which represents 20% of the edit funds. And the scope is outlined within. There are several bullet points, but it includes assisting and advising Perry County in economic development activities. I can go in more detail if you guys would like, or if you have any questions.
Randy or Bill?
I don't have any questions.
No, I'm not. I don't either. I mean, it's the same as last year and the same we've been doing every year for the last 20 plus years. So I'm good with it.
Okay. and I know I've received it to review it, and I think Bill and Randy, you have. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Approve.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. Motion made, second carried 3-0 to renew the standard contract with PCDC. Thanks, Aaron. That was easy review this morning.
Thank you, guys. That was the easiest one so far. Thank you.
All right.
You know we're here if anybody has any questions or anything at all.
Yeah, and I want to make the point, just for public that haven't listened in, this is a not to exceed amount contract, and we pay for services rendered. So it's not that, and it's just for services rendered to manage the things that we ask PCDC to manage, that we do not, or nor have the power to just to give them TIF funds. That's something totally different. We just pay them to manage.
Exactly.
So, and it's doing a good job. It's working out. The role of Perry County Development Corporation changed. It changed from when it was first initiated to now. So, anybody's ever got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to either commissioners or to Aaron with any questions.
Hey, Tom, you might explain a little bit how the edit money works. 20% goes to that, and that's income coming in off our employees and stuff like that. So that could change year to year, which it does, I think. So.
Yes.
Well, and we have, yes, the amount changes because, and the edit plan is a 3-year edit plan that the commissioners adopt, and it splits up the edit money, the economic development income tax, which was passed in the 90s for economic development. And one of them is been a standard is 50% goes to highway department or county road projects. Basically, it's not for their general fund. It's for projects. 30% for the repayment of bonds, and some of that has been diverted to jail operations. But 20% is to economic development services, and that was actually an interlocal agreement between the cities and the county to take 20% of the edit tax and put it towards that. If the services are not needed, there is potential that the entire 20% of the edit fund, which comes out to $228,000 and some change for estimated for 2021. And it's been mentioned that the edit tax or the income tax, so there may be a reduction with the COVID-19 and the way the economy is. Well, that will reduce that amount because it's still 20% and not the 228,000. So if there is a reduction in the edit revenue, the edit tax revenue, then that amount will, and being on the PCDC board, we've made preparations for that in our budget with Perry County Development. So
we realized that next year there was a very slight increase this year, and we realized next year is when it's really going to be felt.
For 2022 amounts, yes, it's a 2-year. From my understanding, it's a 2-year lag when the salaries hit. So,
right, but it will, but it will be the same percentage, and the total amount will drop if the total amount of edit tax drops. And PCDC has already took that in account in their budget for 2021 and in mind for when the budget for 2022. So. All right. Anything else? Aaron, do you have anything else to add?
Just that right now we are trying to evolve as much as possible. We realize that we're in a different world than we were a year ago, and businesses have different needs, governments have different needs. So please reach out to us. Let us know what your focus is, how we can help. I know that Tom, you and I have been talking a lot lately, but we're trying to see how we can prepare our community to best recover from COVID.
Right, and with that said, too, I want to mention that there is a phase 3 with the CARES Act money.
Yes.
And Aaron and Nathan Held from Indiana 15 was set in the webinar on, and we have a meeting Wednesday,
tomorrow morning to talk about the application for those funds. They are through Okra.
Yeah, and they're very competitive, and we're involving the Troy, Cannleton, and Tell City, and see what's best, how we can compete the best on application, where it's countywide application or individual cities and towns and what needs. So, and that's an example of one of the things, the new duties of PCDC, is to help us in these processes like this, because along with with managing TIF and managing other economic development. So that's one of the things we're doing. And I know there's been word about CARES Act distribution. Well, they call it phase 3, and it can be used on helping small businesses. And there's a list of other things.
Yes, communities are eligible for up to $250,000, and there's a list of program potential focus areas, including grants to small businesses who meet low to moderate income requirements. There's childcare, mental health services, food banks, Wi-Fi, just really looking at the overall picture of communities and where they've been hit by COVID and trying to make an impact there.
And being as competitive as this grant will be.
Yes, it will be very competitive.
We have to be as competitive as possible and get our ducks in a row. So that's, and that application is due January 1st? 29th,
maybe. I think it's in either late January or early February, and then recipients will be announced on April 4th. So they've given a longer timeline, which will be helpful.
Right, but still, the end of January is going to be here shortly. So
yes.
Okay. Well, you have anything else, Aaron?
That's all. Thank you guys very much.
All right. Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda is Teresa. I want to talk about a transfer request for a new curbside drop box.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
I do.
I had mentioned this to you all in the past about a request to have something larger outside so that the general public could drop off not just payments, but documents, which usually involve larger size envelopes than what the payment drop box right now would accommodate. And you all like the idea of me looking into that. I had actually looked at one type of drop box that I think I had sent you all some information about it. And yesterday I went ahead and contacted the company about it. And he actually recommended another drop box, very similar, but it's $30 less. I'm going to share my screen so that you all can see this. This is an example here of what the gentleman yesterday had recommended. It comes in 3 colors. Obviously, we wouldn't want blue. I would suggest gray. If we were to go with this, this has a pull-out top, and it has a lock at the bottom, which is a pretty good size storage section. The height of the entire box is 49 inches. It does have areas in the feet that will secure to the sidewalk. Let me show you just a different drawing here of it. This is kind of a line drawing here where you can see that the the lid, when you pull the lid out, there is on the inside, on the far right view there, that is the secure flap that goes with the handle that keeps anybody from being able to reach in and be able to grab anything out. And then it drops down into the storage section below, which is a good size storage section. Actually, the storage area on this is a little bit wider than the one that I had looked at previously. You know, the height of it will fit. You know, it would be a very good option. And this gentleman that I talked to suggested this one, which is a little less in price. But he said a lot of courthouses and government facilities have been ordering these types from them, and they have worked real well for them. But here's the thing, what I found out, because of the size and the weight of this, I didn't realize that we would, you know, I was hoping maybe we would get free shipping, but of something of this size and nature, shipping for free is not an option. And he had mentioned that to get this, there would be shipping costs, and he asked for my zip code, and when he punched that in, the shipping would be $208. And then he said if it's going to likely be on a pallet, and he said if you don't have a shipping dock or somewhere where it can be offloaded from a truck, then we would need a truck with a lift gate. And that is an additional $150 if we needed that. So that's an additional $358 on to the price of the box, which brings us to $1,138. So, you know, I don't know if you still feel that that's worth it. You know, I think that the original payment drop box out there cost well more than this initially back in the day when that was bought. I have looked up that style that they have out there. And, you know, I really thought that when I found the drop box for $810, that was a really great deal, and then found the $780, and that's even a better deal, but didn't realize that the shipping and those types of additional charges would apply. I should have known, I guess, something of that size and weight would involve that. I talked with Pam. She had said that there is some, after all the payrolls are paid out for this year, there is some extra money in retirement that could be transferred if you would want to move forward with this. I still think even at $1,138, I still think it would be a good investment for us to do out there. I did drive up to the existing drop box that we have. I measured the height of it. The height to the top of that box was a little bit more than 52 inches. The first drop box that I looked at was 52 inches high. So I wanted to make sure a driver could reach out and reach up to be able to touch the pull down handle. This one is a little shorter. This one here is 49 inches. So I have no doubt that this will work fine for for curbside pull up.
Well, this is Randy. Hey, I'm good with it yet, even with the shipping. What we could do, though, is have it delivered at the highway department, and they can unload it as long as it comes between the 4 days they work there, you know, Monday through Thursday, if you'd want to save a little bit, or just have it straight delivered to the courthouse. So it's whatever you guys think. So
the shipping of 208, that will stand no matter what, but it's whether we want to go the additional 150 for the lift gate.
So that's where I mean,
we could have it delivered right out here, right to the area where it's going to be installed. It's up to you, though. I mean, somewhere or another, we got to get it here to get it installed.
Right. But if we go ahead and ask for appropriation for all of it, then if we don't need it, decide later we find a more, then we can just not spend that $150. So
Well, at this point, I probably need to go ahead and contact the company to make the order. Or if you would prefer we wait a few days and discuss it, then I can hold off a few days before I make the order. We got to get the council's got to approve the transfer on Thursday. So we'll have to wait till at least Friday before I can order it.
Yes.
Well, let's just go ahead and have it dropped at the courthouse. Then the maintenance can just put it in right when it gets there then. So.
And I suggested, just because the gentleman had quoted me this over the phone, I suggested to Pam that maybe we just up the transfer to $1,200, round it up to $1,200, just in case there was an additional $15, $25 in there somewhere that we didn't know about. Okay. Or if I would get quoted differently, I hope not. The gentleman seemed to be, looking it up and punching it all in when I was talking with him. Are you all in agreement about the gray color?
I think that's fine.
We can get some lettering. Gray. We can get some lettering and get it labeled accordingly out there so that people will know that it's an additional drop box. Mm-hmm. And for now, I guess we'll keep the current one out there. We'll just put this one next to it.
Yeah, we'll try a different thing and see what works the best. So Randy, you make the motion to additional appropriation for $1,200.
It'll be a transfer.
Yeah, transfer $1,200 for the drop box, and that includes shipping and everything. Then right at the courthouse. So.
Okay.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Okay. Motion made, second carried, 3-0.
And I want to give credit where credit's due on this. I told you that someone had called and requested this, and I just feel like I need to make it known. It was Betty Cash. She had pulled up one day to drop off an envelope, and she was behind someone that was trying to stuff their envelope into that payment slot. And she just said that she really felt that would be a very good idea to submit that to you all for your input. And I totally agreed with it, but I, want to give credit where credit's due. It was her idea, and I think it was a very good idea.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else, Teresa?
That I can think of. Unless Pam wants to bring up. Pam, do you want to bring up anything? Was there anything about insurance that needed to be discussed today?
I was going to bring that up here.
Okay.
Under the
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next thing on the agenda is the approval of appointment position, the county administrator, the highway superintendent, and the veterans service officer. Brandy or Bill, you have any comment? Do you want to take them separately, or do you want to take them together?
I'd just soon take them together because I'm happy with all of them. So.
Yeah, same way here. So we better take them before they decide to leave us,
There you go.
You better make this quick, guys.
Yeah, and we could probably speak on each one of the three for a long period of time, but I agree with with Randy and Bill. I mean, we couldn't ask for a better person in each one of those positions. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion to approve all three of them.
That's
okay.
Second.
Okay. Motion made, second carried, 3-0.
Yay.
Yay. Next thing.
We ain't losing Teresa, or you just made my job go more harder.
The next thing on the agenda was Alvin Evans. Well, it was miscellaneous, but Alvin Evans, are you on here, Alvin?
Yes, I'm on here.
Okay. He asked to report on the TIF bond projects. So I'll just turn it over to Alvin.
Okay, I just got thinking, well, it's the end of the year, and at the end of the year, we're also almost at the end of the TIF bond project, so I just give you end of the year and an update on it then. The bonds, as you remember, were sold in 2014 and 2016, and they were financed 7 projects that were listed in documents. Project 1 was the access road to River Industrial Park West, which became Swatcher Road. It's completed, and that was $876,000 a TIF. Project 2 was the Riverview Water Supply, which is in relocation. At that time, it was just adding a connector line from the main over to the foundry and doing rehabilitation of the tank. Well, it became a much bigger project than that because of the work that was becoming in Riverview Industrial Park. And the tank aged about 5 more years and was much more deteriorated. But the TIF amount ended up being just $119,400. The Project 3 was Railroad Main Line and Wapaka Lead Rehabilitation. That was $171,500. Project 4 was Telsey Industrial Park at Troy, which included the site preparation, demolition of the buildings that existed there at the time, and this building, the spec building, and the access road and parking lot. That was $3,576,600. Project 5 is Telsey Industrial Park rail yard preparation tracks to service the rail yard. That's $443,100. And Telsey River Part improvements, including the storage, rail, and river access. That's $1,209,100. And then Project 7 was Industrial Park preparation at South Lot. It was originally intended, but then with changes with Wapaka, Riverview West got included into it too then, and that was $3,210,700. The project's total costs were $18,048,800. The TIF funds were $8,578,700. And then TIF bond funds, the TIF excess funds were $1,775,300. The other sources were $7,694,800. So $9 million, $10 million worth of TIF yielded $18 million worth of projects. All of them are completed except for Riverview West. So the bond remaining, there's still $210,000 remaining in the bond fund, and right now that's being held to provide the match for the Steel Road engineering. Hopefully that LPA project gets approved, but Teresa's done all that hard work on it.
I just did a little piece of that hard work. There was a lot of a team effort here. Alvin had a big part in that. That application did get submitted on Friday for Steel Road. And I don't know how long it'll take before we'll hear anything, but we'll keep you posted.
Those are submitted for 2026 projects. Is that correct, Alvin?
Yes, Steel Road is fiscal year 2026, so the letting would be in the fall of 2025.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but we have to get through the engineering.
Yeah, we gotta get through the engineering part, and hopefully, and the intent again is to be ready a year early in case it's the funding comes early. And just to bring you up to date, the funding for the which was presented to the council last week, is the funding for the match for Steel Road would be from the TIF leftover. When the bonds are paid off in TIF number 3, there's funds that are set aside for in case payments can't be made. Those will become available, and some other funds will be available from TIF number 3. And then TIF number 4, which is the Webb Wheel, those bonds will be paid off in 2024, and it goes to 2030 that the TIF district does. So those funds, between those funds, the match for the road itself will be there. So it'll be all TIF for matching of Steel Road.
Well, then, yeah, I mean, a good point there too is this doesn't require any funding from the general fund or edit tax. This will be all within the TIF. So That's good news. Correct, Alvin?
That's correct. And hopefully the contractor for Steel Road would take the borrow from the site, which would be the north building pad. And so that would create the flat area for the north building pad at the same time as the road being built. So
yes, that'll open up a lot. Yeah, then that'll open up for a lot of expansion in that area and be part of the safety issues that we've had concerns with the traffic coming in and out of Waupaca.
Yeah,
it's a long process, but
Lock Miller Group made a comment about the trucks that are going in there. They had no idea there was that many trucks, and said that is a lot of trucks. Is a quote from them. So yes, there is a lot of trucks go in and out every day.
Right.
Okay, that's okay. Any questions on the TIF projects or anything else for that matter?
I don't. Randy or Bill?
No, I don't. You explained it very well, Alvin. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Alvin.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Next thing I want to bring up in miscellaneous, Randy and Bill, you got the email that I did too from Herb Landers with the Animal Welfare Control and Education Board that they have about $5,000 in their budget. In the past, they've spent that money on education programs at the schools. Well, with the COVID, they weren't able to do that in 2020. What Herb would like to do is buy scanners for the police departments. The Sheriff's Department, Tell City Police, and Cannleton Police, so they can scan stray animals for the microchips. This will lead into the next year. A big push will be to get people to participate in the microchip programs more than what they are. There's already a lot of participation, but this is a good thing. I mean, it's a way to identify stray animal or animals that are gotten away from their owners, not necessarily strays. But I think this is a good thing to do if we get to where it'll free up the officers that they could just, if there's an animal caught, they could just scan it real quick, call the owner, and the owner come and get it, rather than the process of trying to capture the animal who doesn't know the officer, and put it at the animal shelter and then go through all that process. So I think that they will probably basically pay for themselves. I'm not sure if we have to take commissioner action for this. I think it's in their budget that he can spend it because it's in his budget. But so I'm not sure that we need to take any action at all except for support. So Randy or Bill, do you have any comments on this program?
Yeah, I totally support this because I think this is going to start an effort of pet owners, dog owners to go ahead and get the chip, knowing that the police department has got a tool that they can help them find their dog or whatever pet they got then. So I don't, I don't, like you said, I don't know if we need a motion, but I support it 100%. So
we could entertain a resolution that we support this effort. Well, Bill, you got any comments?
Oh, it's okay with me.
Okay.
And Herb is on. If you want, I know he's got his hand raised up. I think he'd like to talk. If you want to give him an option to talk.
Okay. Yeah, we got 4 minutes, Herb. Go ahead and turn him on there, Teresa.
He's unmuted.
He's unmuted. Well, I don't know if he's got speaker. Actually, I don't see.
He might be able to hear it, not be able to talk.
Yeah.
Well, Herb, you can text me something you want me to say. I mean, because I see in the very beginning of the meeting, I saw where I didn't think you had audio.
Yeah, if you don't have microphone, Herb, you can chat. If you want to type in the chat box.
He said he's okay, so he doesn't
Okay.
need anything. So
Okay.
that's,
Good deal.
he just sent me a text.
All
All right,
right.
Herb. We support that, and like I said, I'm not sure if it requires any action or not, but I don't think it does. But, all right. The next thing on, my papers here. Next thing on the miscellaneous slot is Randy and Bill. You should have gotten the same email yesterday. It come in late from Apex. We had discussed, Apex is the broker for our health insurance. We had discussed some sort of incentive for our employees to use Perry County Memorial Hospital, and Cigna, the network, and then our GPA, our third-party administrator, along with our stop-loss carrier, have all signed off on. We go to a 3-tier, and they said they're able to do this without additional premiums or cost to the county. A 3-tier program instead of a 2-tier, which means that tier 1 will be Perry County Memorial Hospital. If our employees patronize Perry County Memorial Hospital, that their copay will only be 10% as opposed to the previous 20%. Any provider in the Cigna network outside of Perry County Memorial will be 20% copay. And then tier 3 would be out of network, and that would be a 50% match on the copay. This is this will be the 10% will be at the cost of the county. This will be an incentive to patronize our county hospital. And I've spoken with Brian Herwig, and he's excited about it. It will require a contract with Perry County Memorial and the Cigna network. And then I'm sure that that our broker will prepare that and get with the hospital. So I guess what we probably need to entertain a motion to go to a 3-tier system where Perry County Memorial Hospital is tier 1 with a 10% copay instead of 20%. Tier 2 is 20% every other provider in the Cigna network, and then 50% in the out of network. The tier 2 and 3 is the same as what it was. This is solely to encourage the use of our local facility, our local resources and facilities. So, Randy or Bill, do you have any questions or comments?
Well, that's kind of what we we're looking at something to help entice people to go to our hospital. So, yeah, I am good with this. So I think it'll help. I know you probably hadn't talked to David about it, but we got 2 trustees on here now. You both support that, Pam?
Ben?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have not had time to talk to them. I mean, we just getting this information late yesterday. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then we want to be able to get this out to the employees. So Tom's right. I mean, we got this late, and it's only going to cost our account 10% more whenever using the hospital, but we got a lot of employees using the hospital now, and I don't think the 10% is going to be all that much more costly to us. So.
I can't imagine it being that big of a burden on the county. I mean,
no, and we have a lot of, we already know from the numbers, a lot we're already using the hospital, so this is going to help, hopefully, to push more. So.
Yeah, and the ones that's using it will help them if they stay within that range, won't they?
Yes, because now instead of 80-20, they'll get the 90-10.
Yeah.
And this all starts January 1 too.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, go ahead, Tom.
Bill, do you have any comments?
Oh, I'm okay with it. So.
Okay, Randy, I guess I'll entertain a motion. I mean, to go to the 3-tier as opposed to the 2-tier, which we had approved last time. I think that's official action we need to take.
Okay. I'll make that motion to go to the 3-tier. So.
Okay, second it.
Okay, motion made, second carried 3-0. And
we'll get a notice out to all departments and employees so they know about this new change too.
right, and you'll reach out to Apex, Pam?
Yes, because I've got to get paperwork into them today and let them know so they can get that contract for you guys to sign.
Yeah, and like I said, I already give the heads up to Brian Herwig and Jim Childers. They're made aware of it and they're waiting for that paperwork.
I think with keeping everything the same and you guys kept the prices and the amounts the same and now adding this extra incentive for 90/10, I think you guys have done a great thing for the employees coming for 21. So I really appreciate it very much.
Well, and I hope the employees take advantage of this incentive because it's 10%, but 10% can add up pretty quick.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can. So thank you all very much.
Okay. Was that it? Pam, I know you and I talked a little bit about miscellaneous thing. Did we check all the boxes that we wanted on the miscellaneous today?
I think all of my boxes, yes. I think you've done very well.
Well, thank you. All right.
We have one more meeting yet this year. So if anything else comes up with insurance, if it has to be a last minute decision, because they keep throwing things out to me all the time now. Now with TrueRx, you guys had already decided to go with them and they've been needing some signatures pretty quick to get things going on with TrueRx so they can get things processed. So I have been going ahead and signing those so they could get the process going to get TrueRx going for January 1.
Yeah, and I think TrueRx is going to save the county and employees money. Yes. I really do.
Yeah, and they're pushing ahead real good, getting things going. And we are already, the wellness program, we're already getting our meeting set up that we're going to get that going already January 1 and continuing on with that. So we're not sure how it's going to work because a representative always comes. I'm not sure how we're going to do this for our meeting in January, but we'll figure something out. It may have to be a Zoom meeting too for employees. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. So.
Okay. Well, maybe Apex got some ideas too to help us out.
Yeah. We'll get something figured out for that, for the insurance. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Teresa.
Our veteran service officer, Kevin, has something he'd like to say.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to shut the door. I didn't want the echo.
Yeah.
I just want to say to y'all, thanks for appointing me again to this position. I enjoy it. I'm ecstatic every day about helping vets, and I just want to tell all you all I appreciate it so much, and I'll continue on doing what I do, and I do want to ask permission if it's possible. Next Monday, the 21st, I'm delivering Kwanzaa food baskets to 20 vets around Perry County. And I just think it'd be really awesome if I can possibly use the Humvee that the Sheriff's Department has to deliver these food boxes. I just think with the familiarization with the Humvee and delivering these food boxes to vets around the county, it would just be a pretty cool thing to do. And if it's possible, I would like to use that Humvee that the Sheriff's Department's got. I know it sits over there most of the time, not being used, and I figure we get some use out of it. And delivering those food boxes in that Humvee it'll just be something really cool to do. And I think the vets would get pretty cool kick out of it. And familiarization and just something they can remind them from their military days. Seeing a Humvee pull up and. I just think it'd be really cool if I can have that opportunity to do that.
Well, I'm not sure if it's under our control or Alan's, but if you got my permission or support, I think, and Randy and Bill, you can chime in, but I think you touch base with Alan. I think he may be the one that has control over that. So
okay.
Yeah, I agree with Tom, but that is a great idea. I mean, that would, like you said, be pretty cool for the vets. So, just check with Alan and got my support for using that. So, or if you need us to call Alan, we can too, or whatever you want to do. So,
all right, thank you.
I may want to ride along to deliver.
Oh boy.
Put a Santa hat on and the whole nine. So
Yeah, I think it's great, you know, and I think the veterans will appreciate that.
Yeah.
Bill, do you have anything to add to that?
No, that's fine. You're going to be, Mr. Herb, you're going to be around the office for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to stop by and talk to you about somebody.
okay.
All right. Well, thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Teresa?
I just wanted to let Bill and Randy know that there are a few items here at the courthouse that you need to stop by sometime at your convenience here in the office to pick up. And your next meeting, which is your last meeting of the year, Bill's last meeting as a commissioner, I know, is on Monday, December 28th at 8 a.m.
Via Zoom.
Via Zoom.
Yep. The meeting you've been looking for, Bill.
Yeah.
It's nice to see you, Bill. Nice to see you with us here.
I got to get used to new initials. That's not going to be easy.
Okay. Well,
I know one thing. We're going to miss Bill next year. So.
Yes. Yeah, you've been an asset to the county, Bill.
This is Steve with the Highway Department. I wanted to say thank you to you guys for your support of the Highway Department in the past. And Bill, we are going to miss you. That's all I wanted to tell you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bill, will you stop by my office real quick when you come to the courthouse?
Okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy holidays.
Randy, you need to stop in at the administrative office at some point. Bye, guys.
Yeah, Randy, you're gonna have to come out of the country out there and see the rest of us.
He's getting included out there. He don't want to leave.
I want to leave Cleaving Holler. I know.
Yeah, kind of get used to it out here, you know.
Yeah.